Well, congratulations on Two Sinners and a Mule. I'm a huge Western fan, so I was really thrilled to watch this. It's a great Western film. For you, why did you want to be a part of this film?
When I read the script, I really liked the character of Alice. I think there's something just so classic about Westerns in general.
Mhm.
There's always a lot of heartache in it, like there's always gunfighting and somebody loses a loved one or something. So there's always that universal excitement that I think Westerns just naturally have. And then when it came to the character of Alice, I really liked the character arc that she was able to portray in the script, just the way her character was written. She starts off as a lady of the night and then ends as a person or a woman of God that wants to change her ways and be forgiven and start a new life. She says that over and over again. And so that's just something that kind of drew me to her was that huge character arc. She basically does a complete 180,
Mhm.
and we see that unfolding in the film, and that's what really drew me to it. So,
Preparing for that character arc, was it difficult to keep that progress going, or were you able to film in order to keep that progression going slightly throughout the entire film?
oh yeah, we filmed out of order. Nothing was chronological. So, yeah, it's just really finding your moment in the scene and knowing where you are in the plot of the movie to portray that. As far as where she is, as far as her character change goes.
For westerns, they're an American staple. They're such an incredible genre to have. For you, what was it like to train for it? The horseback riding, the gunfights, just all the complexity that goes into making a western.
Yeah, well, we did do some days of cowboy camp where we got to meet the horses and ride around with them for a while to get used to, for them to get used to us and vice versa. And as far as the gunfighting goes, I did the one armed or the one hand uh, cock on the one arm cock on the Winchester rifle. So yeah, that's something that I learned on set, and I learned it within kind of a week. So we did have some preparation beforehand, but yeah, just kind of you kind of go with the flow on a lot of these projects. So
Definitely, and I was a little familiar with you before with I think it's called The Sixth Friend,
oh yeah, yeah.
the horror film. I'm a big Jamie Bernadette fan. I followed her career for a while. What was it like being on that project, and how different was that from shooting a western?
Yeah, that was totally different. Me and Jamie actually met on a previous film, and then we got together and decided to make The Sixth Friend together. So that kind of stemmed from a previous horror film that we worked on. But this one was totally different. We filmed out in the desert versus the woods. So there's, just different environmental elements that you have to go through. We filmed The Sixth Friend in California. And then Two Sinners and a Mule was filmed in New Mexico, where the elevation was actually really not used to being that far high up. The wind, it was really windy and kind of dry. So I would say those are just kind of the different elements that you have to deal with. But that and of course the storyline is just so much different. Um, so they all kind of have their own experiences, I guess. Each film set does.
Definitely, and both genres have their fanatics who are very purist to that genre. How do you find the reactions from having done your western, Two Sinners and a Mule, and the reaction that you got from The Sixth Friend?
Well, they're so different, and each the characters, like the character of Melissa in The Sixth Friend, is so different from Alice in Two Sinners and a Mule. Melissa kind of, I don't know that she changes, but she's not really a good person, and we find that out at the end of the film. But then Alice is. So Melissa didn't really have, she has a character arc, but it's not the same as what Alice went through. Alice kind of went from good to bad, and Melissa kind of went from bad to worse. So there's
Mhm.
always a progression character wise, but yeah, they're totally different. One has a moral compass and the other one doesn't. So
Um, with having played such different characters, what do you look for in a script when you're reading it in order for you to like want to be part of it?
I really like having a character arc. I like being able to layer the characteristics of what people have in general, and we always, characters are people, and so we always want to layer it. And I just think that always adds so much detail to what you can do with a character, is adding in those details and layering it. And so I guess I kind of do look for a character arc. I like to look for where does this character start versus where it ends, and is there a moral to the story that's being told, as well as being entertaining, of course.
Definitely. And uh wanting that character arc, do you ever do research for what happened to this character before the story began? Is there any questions you ask the director to get a better grasp of what they want out of your character?
Yeah, you definitely want to you know have that fleshed out in your head, I think, to understand like where the character's coming from, because our past really does affect our decisions that we make in real life. And movies are the same. We want to know like what did this character go through that's making them behave this way or making them make these choices now. um so yeah, it's always good to do your own research and come up with that background for yourself, and then you can line it up with what the director wants and what their vision is also.
Definitely. You seem to have a curiosity for acting and for characters. Is that what
Yeah.
drove you to be an actress?
I just it's kind of like everybody always says, "Oh, I wanted to be an actor as a kid," and that is true. I did want to do it as a kid. I just remember having such a strong desire. But then, yeah, I am a curious person, and I do like to ask questions, and I do like to research, and that's kind of what you do as an actor also. You really have to dive in and research the characters, whether it's based on fact or not, because not all characters are real, they're made up. But you just need to, like I said, flesh those details out in your head so that they impact the decisions that you make on set and as a character.
Definitely. And you come from a theater background. How
Yeah.
different is theater from filmmaking? Because they seem like complete opposites to one another.
Yeah, they are completely different. I will say the nice thing about theater is you have control of your performance. Whenever you do a movie, you're basically putting your performance in the hands of the editor and what they do in post production. And so, being able to be in theater, you have control of your performance and everyone can see it. And, uh, that's kind of the main difference. But, I love them both so much. People always ask me, what's your favorite? I'm just not able to choose, because they're both so different and they're both like a strong love that I've always had.
Definitely. And for you, how do you keep your mental health up while being an actress? I know as an actor, there's a lot of people who constantly get no's. It's kind of difficult to break in and be a working actor. What drives you? How do you keep your mental health up?
Well, I think just being able to step away from it for a while, because it can be all consuming. And just, I do have 3 dogs. They help relieve a lot of stress for me, as well as my family and people that I surround myself with. So I think that being able to have a good support system is really important. And, you know, being able to have guidance that way is a really good way of keeping your mental health astute. That and praying a lot.
Definitely. Is there any projects coming up that you're able to talk about or that we can look forward to hearing about soon?
Yeah, I actually have 3 of them in the works. I can't talk about them right now, but everything's kind of been on hiatus for a little bit. But things are definitely back up and rolling, and I know everybody's ready to get back to work. So
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear what those projects are later.
yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Yeah. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.